I found out I had a brain tumour on a Thursday night. I always remember that because I seem to remember things by who was playing. It was Man U that night, and all of a sudden just had kind of left-hand side symptoms. I got numbness and tingling in my left arm, my left leg, and on the left side of my face. Automatic reaction was, is it a stroke? When I was diagnosed with the astrocytoma glioma, diffused, it was explained in a way, and I often use the analogy of it being like a tree root. The main bulk of the tree is the trunk, and then I've got all these roots that go away from the main tumour itself. Part of the tumour being a diffused tumour means that it's not removable. It's absolutely life-changing news. In particular, at the time, we didn't know the full extent of it. Relatively young, 33, just newly married. Yeah, it was a tough one to take. You tell your parents, and at times, my mum being a nurse doesn't help her either because she knows too much. It's news you don't want to have to ever tell anyone, but needs must. Part of my diagnosis included having to give up my driving licence. Yeah, that was a big kick when I was already feeling quite down about everything. How do I get to work? How do we go and do normal things at weekends, to even little things like how can I nip to the shop if I need something quick? Mum was the one that broached the subject of going to Clan. She believed it would be a massive help to myself, and I've always put myself in that box of men that just don't want to speak about their feelings and this, that and the other, and I was like, I'm fine, don't need to go and speak to anyone, I'll be fine. And a couple of months later I went on at work one day and took a note of the number, and that was on my phone for another month, maybe 2, until one day I thought, no, I think Mum's right, I need to do this and speak about what I'm going through and how I was feeling and thinking at the time. The first time I came in, we had a good long conversation, and it wasn't long into the conversation I felt at ease. The people here are very good at knowing what to ask and when to ask it. I didn't come overly often, but when I did, it was because it had been building up and I'd been letting it get too much for me. Afterwards, my wife Samantha would say, you needed that, didn't you? And yeah, we kind of got into a pattern of knowing when I needed to come and speak to people at Clan. Clan has been so important to me and my family over the last 3-4 years. My mum and dad have been here also, as well as my sister. They've found it very beneficial. My mum being a nurse, she kind of knows how cancer diagnosis can go, so she wanted a bit of support that way. My dad, on the other hand, I think he struggled longer than he had to or should have, until he came to Clan himself, and he found it a massive relief to get things off his chest and speak to everyone here at Clan. Yeah, I have to live with my diagnosis and will be monitored for the rest of my life. My main hopes for the future would be to just, in general, put this phase of my cancer behind me and move on. My licence was reinstated, meaning my valid date on my licence is the 23rd of March which is my birthday. And I can only imagine it would be the closest feeling to the Dons winning the league for me personally. It's getting my licence back was just superb. Yeah, Samantha to scrape me off the ceiling. We all feel now it's time for us to give back to the charity. Through sharing my story, I'm also a monthly donor, and I will forever be a monthly donor. I believe so heavily in everything that they do here at Clan. I can't reiterate how much Clan has helped us as a family through our journey, and it'll continue to be a huge part of my life and my family's life.